welcome everybody, or who's here right now. I don't know. I don't know who's here. Probably not going to get a lot of people watching because I just at the last minute decided to. I have a few minutes, spare. I thought, hey, I'll just do a show, a fast show. So I don't expect any kind of a turnout. But I mean, there is a few turnout. My flock is here. I see Overlook Youth is here. I see Danny, and I see Wally's World. Yeah, I had some things I had to do this morning, so I had some appointments, but I have some free time to 2:00. I thought, what the hell? I'll just come in here and thank everybody for some people who have tribute to the show, tribute to the cartoon, who did voices on the cartoon, and it's just my way to say thank you all. So this is not your normal. I got all these videos ready to dissect. It's not, it's just me. It's just me and you. No green screen. Just me. And I don't know if you can see it. Oh, maybe you can see it. I don't know. You can see it on that couch. Me and my dog. Hey, Eliza. Oh, she's got her tongue sticking out. I don't know if you can see her very well, but she's there. So it's just me and you. Wow. I even got a super sticker on this kind of a weird kind of a show. Thank you. This is for you. I appreciate that. Every bit does help, because you all know that every donation, I've said this before, goes right back into the cartoon. These things do cost money, and I do have episode 7 being made in the background. It's being made as we speak, and then my plan is get to 8, and then technically 8 will be like the season finale in a way. In the cartoon world, it's a season finale. That's like the new norm now for seasons, up to 8. And then once we get done with the 8, I'm going to remix the 8. There was a couple actors that dropped out, some new actors that came in. So there's going to be, I'm going to get these newer actors who play some of these other parts to get it all even and more sound effects. So the remix will be different once I get all done with 8. And I'll tell you guys right now, episode 7 is not what you think. It is kind of what you think, but it's not what you think. And it's going to be a trip, because I've said every episode, it's going to be different. That's the whole goal of the whole thing, is every episode, in a way, it's his own thing, right? It's not being in the ocean with the mermaids 3-4 episodes. It's like, we're in the ocean, 1 episode, you're done. All right, we're going over here. We're going to the desert. We're in the desert, you're done. And then we go to the next one, right? The next one, we go to heaven. Okay, we're in heaven, you're done. So, each cartoon is not meant to beat the other one out, because that's impossible, because everybody has their own kind of favorites. The idea is to have its own folklore stories, but not everybody thinks the same. Not everybody thinks the same. I love reading emails. I love reading Reddit chats. I mean, I love reading it. And so far, I'm going to read some of these. This is, like I said, this is just a balls free show today. Balls free. This is just, if we talk about some Bigfoots, cool. If we don't, we don't. It's not a big deal. Today is not that day. Today is just you and I. Right. So I'm reading some of these comments. Akashi Chris, Snow, fun being part of this. Great jobs, guys. Love it. Alien Girl 111. She says she loves it. Suzanne A, love it. Awesome, guys. Mandela Effect, another great episode. We need more. We need one to have Mandela Effect in it. Yeah, you never know. You never know. There might be an episode one day that could be about the Mandela Effect. That's the beautiful thing about the cartoon series. It could be whatever we want in it. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be one thing. Hobbs, he. Each episode just keeps getting better and better. Nice work to you all. Well done. Yeah, I mean, I don't know necessarily that they're getting better. You know, there just might be some kind of folklore in it that relates to you more. You know what I mean? There's some hardcore pyramid people, so they might like the King Tut better. You know, some people might be totally 100% into heaven. So heaven might be the one that they're into, you know, and, you know, Long Island Bigfoot wrote legendary. Thank you. Unidentified S4, one in the chat wrote the quality was perfect. Great work on the voices. Yeah. I mean, and listen, not everything is going to be perfect. Not everything is going to line up with the mouth moving perfectly, just because it's very hard to get everybody together. It's very hard. I mean, come on. I'm talking people voices from the UK, New York, Miami, you know, Florida. I mean, all over the United States. And when you can't get everybody together to re-record some stuff, trying to get the right amount of seconds to match up, it's almost it's impossible if you can't get everybody into a studio, you know, and it's hard to shoot out ideas when you can't get everybody together. And it's not nobody's fault. It's just we're all spread it around the part. So I can only work with what I have. So there's going to be stuff in it that's not going to be perfectly lined up. And I try to tweak it much as I can. And I just can't do it. And there might be some things that people might not like, certain things. You know, I did this sound effect here. But, you know, it's when you're not surrounded by people to shoot off, you know, like in the last minute, I when I went on Anthony's show on Unidentified as far, I go, hey, can you do a couple more voice recordings? And right at the last minute, we added the word, is that Batman? You know, flying? Tears in Heaven was the last minute where I'm like, you know what? What if I say Tears in Heaven? People in the music world is going to understand the word tears in heaven, which it's not a graceful song because of the tragedy of that song, but saying that line, some people are going to get it. And some people actually did get the line when I say highway to heaven. Oh, you took highway to hell and just made it highway to heaven. So, you know, there are some last minute things, but it is hard to get everybody together to make some corrections, but it is what it is. And that's why, you know, if I do a remix, it's going to be what it is. But here's one, here's one that's actually, I have not deleted off the YouTube. This is what this guy named Tony Introvert wrote. Who's trying to brainwash? You got nothing. Who's trying to brainwash? I'm like brainwash. I politely asked him, can you explain more on the brainwashing? It's just a cartoon mixed with different folklore stories. I mean, if people think the cartoon was made to brainwash you, I don't know what in my cartoon from last night was set to brainwash you. And I got the cartoon here. I'm not going to play the whole full 7 minutes all together. I'll play parts of it, and then we'll talk about something. Here. Our adventures.
Together we could do more, and with the Grail, anything is possible.
Whoa, there's a vibration coming from the catnip bag.
Bring it with us, Connor. You can never have enough catnip.
Okay, so when you use words like brainwashing, if the person probably never even watched the cartoon, because we're in the ocean, we're breathing underwater, and Connor's picking up a bag of catnip. I don't know about you. I don't think we're brainwashing anybody. and I don't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it in my pocket for later.
and rethinking about that scene, I wish I could have got Connor online and maybe make more of the line of "Got my hand in my pocket," the Alanis Morissette song. There was a connection that could have done there. When you start watching, like, oh man, I could have done a hand in my pocket kind of a connection, and all that. Let me see here.
The hell is that? A goat man? Oh boy, I owe him my soul.
Okay, I got an email from somebody who says, This, like I said, today is no hold bars. This is all fun. You're gonna tell me in your car? I don't know if the guy's speaking like that. I'm just taking what I'm getting from the email. You're gonna tell me that Lucifer is gonna help some people to help in heaven? And he must be I got nothing against anybody who's religion. I don't want anybody to take that out of the thing. Right? Take that thing and think. Listen, just like the movie The Prophecy with Christopher Walken and the guy who played Lucifer, the one he played in Lord of the Rings. I don't know his name. I can't remember his name. He played on Lord of the Rings. Like he was talking to one of the humans. He says, I don't love you fucking people. Don't love you. But one hell is too many. So in a way, if there's a war up in heaven that can cause a second hell, Lucifer don't want two hell. He only wants one. So yes, he might help. Right? I mean, do we really know exactly how Lucifer would work? Could you trust him helping you? Of course not. But it is what it is, right? It is what it is. It is what it is. Here's somebody from Reddit that was on my page. How can Greeks and gods and Satan both exist? I'm curious on the theology, and I don't like watching these videos. They're crap. The videos are crap. Okay, that's fine. The cartoon's not for you. It's not for you. Can't do anything about that. But how can Greek gods and Satan both exist? Well, first of all, it's fantasy, isn't it? Can Star Wars movie truly exist like it is in the movies? I don't know. It's fantasy. It's sci-fi. Now, first of all, I guess you would have to believe at 100% that heaven and hell exist at 100%. And then maybe that person don't believe that the Greek gods existed and all that. It's all folklore stories put together. I mean, first of all, you have to 100% believe in all the folklore stories, even in the first place. Okay. Now then, if you do believe it is all existed, then if you do, how do you know they can exist? How do you know they don't exist now? Right? It's a cartoon like South Park. You either get it or you don't. Some people got no sense of humor. And Danny, it's kind of funny here. Somebody in the chat actually wrote that something about, oh yeah, is this not really a bad comment? I watched it on South Park. Like, I guess they saw my episode, and apparently it reminds them of South Park. Okay, listen, you either like South Park or you don't. I enjoy the hell out of South Park because not just because I love the animation style. And of course, you could relate. I guess you could say that this cartoon is more style of a South Park graphic style. I guess you could easily say that. I'm not debating that. But the appreciation that I do have South Park is that they'll go anywhere. They'll say anything, anywhere, all they want, and put it all in there. And I love that. Now I'm doing that with folklore stories. Not exactly because South Park does a lot of political stuff in it, right? They make fun of a lot of political. And I try to keep the political stuff out. I don't think I've seen it said one thing in any of these cartoons of any political views. I don't even do political views. So this is just taking all different folklore stories and mixing it, right? Here we go.
Zeus is awake
Round up the angels.
and already took over heaven.
So how do we find a highway to heaven?
I am not allowed up there, but I know a way.
So the idea of that part was Lucifer's got kicked out of heaven, right? I'm not too familiar with everything in the Bible. I can't, but he can't just walk to heaven because he got kicked out of heaven. So we have to find another way. And the other way is I'm not going to have our characters like jump off a building and kill themselves. To go because I don't want to do that, because what if we're not good people and we don't exactly go there? So I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to scare kids or scare who's ever watching this. Like, this is how we do it. No. So because we have a Mr. Jones, and that this scene here was influenced by the Raiders of the Lost Ark going into the cave, getting the golden face, but instead of the golden face is the magic bag of beans. Okay. So the idea was, that was the idea, the magic bag of beans to go on there. And of course, hold on. Before we get to that part, let's go here. Something's calling my name in this cave. I think we need to check this out.
This reminds me of home, back at Bluff Creek. Hopefully we can find something that's worth money.
Caves are the #1 spot for hidden treasure.
There can only be one God, and that is me. We need to round up Michael, Jesus, Gabriel, and God himself so we can reach the celestial beings.
And of course, the idea is that we all know that Zeus is the god of all gods. And if you have that kind of an attitude as Zeus, you're only going to want to be one God. You're not going to be able to stand that there's going to be another God. So he wants to be the only one. So of course he wants to take over heaven, because he only wants to be one God, just one, not two, just one. So instead of, because of course we don't have the money and we don't have the time limit to do 30-minute episodes, so I couldn't create a big war of us having the war of all the angels being captured, of being in prison and all that. So the idea, kind of like Jaws, you hear it that he's already taken over, round up the rest of them. Let's go get God now, So the idea was at that point, he's already taken over heaven. So he's already done it, except for can't find God, the Almighty. He's still looking for, he's still looking for him. But the idea, he's already has all the other angels and all that. Now, if I had, if one day by a miracle, I don't know, Cartoon Network, I'm sure Disney and Nickelodeon ain't ever going to touch us. And say, hey, we want 30 minutes of every episode. Then, we could take this same story and flush it out where you see the battle, grabbing all of them, putting them in prison. I think that'd be pretty fun to see. But now, with the lower budget, of course, in the Raiders Lost Ark, all that, the scene with all those hundreds of spiders on the person. Couldn't really do that in this cartoon. It'd be way too hard, too much, way too much money to put like 20, 30 spiders all around. So that wasn't, it just wasn't feasible. You know, these cartoons don't generate monetization money really at all. I mean, I was not disappointed. There's only 200 views so far. I was honestly hoping to be over 1,000. I really did. I you know, it is what it is, right? So one big spider, and of course the weapon from the pyramid were gonna be used. And you know, we made comments about the movie 8-Legged Freaks and the big spider in Harry Potter.
Oh no, an 8-legged freak.
That's the spider from Harry Potter.
Get it in formation.
Okay, so we stop.
Right there, guys.
Sure, what else is in there?
And of course, right here,
It's also been one hell of a
like I
ride.
said, instead of
This is like
Golden
deja
State,
vu, but we are the Raiders.
and
If
the
we're going to
Raiders
keep
part
pushing,
is
we're
just-
going to need food.
So people
Connor,
know
you
this
have
is where
catnip?
Raiders Lost
I'll
Forest.
take these beans.
And then here, now if you guys remember,
It's too late. The door's shut on.
if you watch Raiders Lost Ark, that wall didn't go all the way down. Indiana jumped in it. But in this one, I wanted to drop all the way down because I wanted to show the power of a Bigfoot breaking walls. Like walls. So that was the idea, is I want to show the power of the Bigfoot. This is why we want Bigfoot with us, because he could break down these walls.
Us.
Don't worry, I got this. Freedom! Well, this is a switch. Now somebody's throwing boulders at me.
And then I'm going back and forth. I'm reading stuff, like some comments. So is this like a fantasy novel or what? A fantasy novel. If you watch the cartoon, this ain't no novel. None of this is a novel. All these are made up here. So if you think this is like a novel style, I guess I appreciate that. But it's not a novel. And this other person wrote, "What the hell?" like you watching, like, I don't know. I don't get people. It's like, man, what is it? It's, you know what? It's like we live in this world now that everybody feels privileged, right? Everybody feels privileged now. That whatever they watch and see, everything has to be absolutely perfect, beautiful looking. It's got to look like this. It's got to look like that. Everybody expects automatically to be the best. It's a privileged type world that we live in, that, some of us like the rawness, when there's mistakes done, they're fun, nothing's ever going to be perfect, right? But we live in this world that everybody wants everything to be perfect to their eyes. And nobody really cares what other people think. I mean, I could show this cartoon to every single one of you in the chat. There's going to be certain things you like, and there's going to be certain things that you probably would have changed. But some of these people think they live in this world that everything has to be perfect. Let me see here. No, I don't believe that. I believe the religion extremely gullible. I mean, I guess that person was saying that if you're in the religion world, that they're gullible, they're going to believe everything. And that's, why that thing, I I don't truly understand, and I'll tell you why. When somebody writes, "No, I don't believe that," I believe that religion is extremely gullible. Well, my channel on Reddit is all this, right? Paranormal, UFOs, Bigfoot, cryptids. So we already, the channel's already based on ideas of a thought process of the cryptids, a belief that some of us believe they're real, some people might not. So you're already in a supernatural kind of a channel, whatever you want to say it. So it's like, well, I believe in this, but I don't believe in that. To be even watching me, I would think you're open-minded, right? You're going to be open-minded. So to call people gullible and stuff, it's almost like you're crapping on people's beliefs. And you should never crap on people's beliefs. You shouldn't. Why? If somebody believes that we're visited by aliens and they talk to them, so be it. How does that hurt you? Oh, they're just gullible. Well, technically, everybody's gullible in certain things. Everybody's gullible. So I never understand comments like that.
Oh, heaven and death. So I'll see you guys in the next adventure. Here's something coming.
There you go. I'm gonna fast forward it. Okay, so now the idea part of the story is, well, I'm gonna mix in the folklore story of Jack and the Beanstalk. Everybody grew up on the Jack and the Beanstalk story, but I'm gonna use the beanstalk theory. Magic beans grow up, and that's what's gonna get us in heaven. So right off the bat, when somebody else says, talk when they're like when they're bashing it, it's like, dude, it's just a cartoon. It's a mix of folklore stories. Okay, yes, I get it. Zeus and God don't pre-exist it. They don't pre-exist. I think that AI has messed up our thinking and perception. It's something, North Carolina cryptid. It's something. It's like everybody thinks they're privileged. Everybody thinks everything should happen. Listen, I wish somebody picked up the cartoon, give me the funds where I could do 30-minute episodes and stuff, but I live in the real world. I don't live in a fake perception world. You're going to have to work, and not just how hard you work. A lot of times it's being there at the right time in the right place. Just the right person who watches it, likes it, like, hey, I want to do more of this. It's just being there at the right time sometimes. So, Mama, what's it say? Mama AI wants good for us that we do. Where we go, thought they can't track my flock because she's everywhere. Here we go.
I wish my special plants grew that quick.
It's growing like my...
Harry!
Ah.
So, adding a little comedy to it, and, we all know what Connor was thinking. His plants could grow as quick as those magic beans. You got to add a little comedy to it.
I knew they were hiding something with those chemtrails. There is a castle in the sky.
All right, guys, quick rest and then we continue.
There's a squad coming, riding a beanstalk to stop you, Lord.
I don't have time for them. Release the Typhon to stop them.
Now, the Typhon is a real cryptid creature that has had battle with Zeus. So this folklore, now, of course, in this one, Zeus won that fight. Zeus is using the Typhon for his use now. But the Typhon is a real folklore story within the Zeus in his family, in their, whatever you want to call it. I don't give a shit. But you guys know what I mean. So the Typhon is a real cryptid in the Zeus storyline.
The Typhon is released, my lord.
Okay, and he flies. Now,
Thing.
I think we just met our tears in heaven.
the Tears in Heaven, like I said, was a last minute add-on that I put in. And the Tears in Heaven is supposed to be, the Eric Clapton song, Tears in Heaven, which is a tragedy song. I'm not trying to make fun of the tragedy song, but the Tears in Heaven is related to the Eric Clapton's song, Tears in Heaven. And then, of course, here,
Guys, I stole the thunderbolt.
of course, anybody knows Zeus, his famous weapon power is the lightning bolt. So the idea is when Zeus has been put to sleep, the devil, the devil himself, went and stole a lightning bolt. So that's how he got it. He's the devil. He's a crook. So that's the evil part of it. That's why he has the thunderbolt. He stole it.
From Zeus while he was sleeping. And this could kill the Typhon.
I'm an expert marksman, guys. Give me the thunderbolt.
You got him, dude.
So we destroy the Typhon. And then here we get to heaven. And then, of course, there's that unicorn again. The unicorn just pops up anywhere, everywhere.
We have to come up with a plan to stop him.
Hey! It's that unicorn again, with wings now.
Are we watching the never-ending story?
Guys, we have to be prepared for absolutely anything.
So the unicorn is like the mascot of the cartoon. He's just a mascot. I mean, it's like you kind of, anybody who's been watching these cartoons from the beginning, it's one of those things that now you have an expectation. When I see that unicorn again, how's he gonna pop up again? Last time he was in the last time the unicorn, and now since the last episode, the unicorn is getting a little bit more magical, right? Because in the last episode, he was a half mermaid and half unicorn. In this one, now he has unicorn with wings. So the unicorn is now becoming a little bit more magical. Now the question is there a reason why? It's gonna you decide.
That a flying woman?
Okay. I love this part. Now, if some of you who've never watched the movie The Prophecy, you might not really fully understand this part. And let me try to clear this part up if you haven't watched it. There's a movie called The Prophecy. I love The Prophecy, where Gabriel the Archangel is tired of God liking humans. So Gabriel comes to earth to find the most evil soul there is. And Gabriel the Archangel is played by Christopher Walken. So the idea is to get this angel to look like Christopher Walken. You might not see it there, but that's actually Christopher Walken. So I needed a New Yorker. So that's where I got Ron from Cosmic Neighbors. I wanted a New Yorker. And to get that connection is when Mr. Jones has that conversation like, you got it, Christopher Walken. Now, some of you who might never seen The Prophecy, which I love that movie, will get this part. But if you've never seen it, that's why Mr. Jones called him Christopher Walken. And I needed that New York voice because Ron said, hey, I'll do the voice any way you want it. I'm like, no. I want you to speak it the way you speak. Because that's how Christopher Walken speaks. Just speak in that New York voice, and that's all I want.
That's Gabriel the Archangel.
We've been expecting you guys.
Christopher Walken, I loved you in The Deer Hunter. What can we do for you?
God sent me here to give you the only things that can stop him. This potion will put him back to sleep, and you guys will be rewarded for this.
Mr.
Okay, so the idea in this story is a regular person cannot kill a god. Okay, you cannot kill a god. You cannot. There's okay. Explain the purpose of the cartoon, please. If it's not brainwashing somehow to induce somebody particular. God, dude, Tony, it's just a cartoon. Relax. It's just for fun. That's all it is. It's for fun. Chill out. Relax. There's a big life out there to have fun with. So Tony, don't get so wrapped up in it. It's just for fun. At the end, heaven wins. So it is. So the idea is in this part is only a God can kill a God. No human, no person. It's like us fighting Superman, right? So only a God can kill a God, and that's it. So we have to put him to sleep. Okay? And God himself, the Almighty God, in theory, is about love. God's not a killer. God wants to give life. Okay? So that's the idea. God wants to give life, not take away life. So because of this, the idea is only thing we could do is put him back to sleep. Because hands on, there's no way for us to defeat a God. There's just not. Only a God can kill a God. But the Almighty God, he's not a killer. He's a lover.
Well, can you tell God we've got this under control?
I'm done playing with these guys. I'll stop them myself. Which one do you think can take me?
I was born for this. I've seen it in my dreams.
We have faith in you, Connor. We know you can do this.
Hey, Connor, find out if he got me in his will.
Now, if nobody understands that part real quick, is when I asked him, am I in his will? You'll remember in the episode where we're finding King Tut. I know, so weird. King Tut, that I'm actually the great-great-grandson of Zeus. So is this kind of like an inside joke? Like, am I in his will? Because we're still related. Okay. Now, let me explain this part when it happens. Hold on.
Oh, the vibes told me all along.
What the hell is this?
Hey, drink this purple potion.
Okay. So remember, the idea for this was, listen, one-on-one, no way in hell, Connor, myself, all of us can beat up this guy. This is Zeus. He could destroy us with a bolt. Right? He could destroy us in a second and kill us. So it's a mix of little comedy. So the catnip was basically a holder for mermaids' cats. Mermaids can have cats or dogs and stuff. So the idea is it's a little comedy, but something he's not expecting. And it was the only way to take his eyes off of him when the cat's in his face, and then you see those pictures of cats scratching a person's face, and then Connor just goes behind him and puts him back to sleep. So basically tricking him in a way, using something, because that's the only way you're going to defeat God, right? One-on-one, we can't defeat God, right? And it's like me trying to fight Superman. He's gonna beat the hell out of me unless I get somebody to distract him. I get behind him and then I take Superman with the kryptonite. So it's meant for that, and this was Connor's story. Because, I defeated King Tut. Bigfoot saved the world from the nuclear bomb from outer space to destroy Earth. Mr. Jones kind of took the last one, and with the mermaids, Two-Toe Tom. This one, it's time for Connor to his part in saving it. Now, guys, remember, there's a part in this cartoon. Shoot, where is it? Hold on. I forgot to mention this part.
Son.
Oh, right there. Hold on.
You got him, dude.
Nice shot, son. I meant Connor.
Remember, he said, nice shot, son. I mean Connor. So technically, is Lucifer Connor's dad? Zeus is my dad? Little Easter egg. Little Easter eggs. So when you guys watch other future episodes, just remember some of those sayings. They might come back.
Back to stop him.
The purrs told me all along, and the hieroglyphs spelled it out too.
No one understands the way Connor does.
Hello, boys. I'm back. It is me, the great Yahweh, and God has selected you most worthy. He has a mission for you guys. You need to take on the deadliest immortal force this planet has ever seen. Vampiros!
I love that. I love that for so many different reasons. You know, so many different reasons. And I haven't not got an email or a comment of somebody saying, is that a woman speaking for Jesus? Damn straight it was. Who knows how Jesus really sounds, right? You know, and you know, I was playing with the voice, like, should I high pitch it, down pitch it? I was doing different pitches, but no, I didn't need to. I thought the voice was perfect. You know, it kind of represents a lot of different things. It represents that in a lot of ways, in a weird way, I know it's not really seen there, that we should live in a world that all men and women are created equal. Everybody's created one. Everybody's created equal. No one person's better than another person. We're all one people. So the idea is a female voice coming from a figure like Jesus. Tony, you just don't get it, man. You just don't get it. You just don't get it, Tony. It's all about one people, and we need to get over ourselves. We're better, they're better. We all believe the same. We should all love one. And if you're into the religion, isn't that what religion is about? Love one another, love your neighbor. You should not judge other people. Isn't that what we should be living in a world like? So I loved it that we kind of did that in one voice, in a way. You got this figure, because God's not come down himself. He's sitting, you know, Jesus, that's his second-hand man, right? And in one way, it represents we're all one, and nobody should ever be judged being male or female. Everybody should be treated the same, no matter what. And the idea also is the reason this mission that God wants to send us, because God is about giving soul. He's about saving souls. You know, you're born with the soul, right? Vampires is about killing you, killing your soul, taking your soul. You're the undead. So the biggest threat on this earth for God and Jesus is the vampires, because they're the undead that's alive. It's like hell is walking all around. So now the mission is that we have to go on is we got to somehow stop the vampires. And I'm going to tell you guys something real quick. Where you think the next episode is going to be the totally opposite what you think. Same. Don't watch cartoons because they're made for kids. Rubbish. They are all art form for all. You know, that the idea of when people say, you know, well, cartoons for kids, this is for this is for that. There's different way of doing messages, different way of getting information out there. And listen, entertainment is entertainment. period. It's entertainment. Big screen, cartoon, 2D animation. It's not about if it's animations versus the film or whatever. HD, this was HD TV. Is the story good enough for you? Is the story connects with you? That's what it's about. It doesn't matter how I watch something. Does the story connect with me? That's the key thing of everything. Does the story connect? Everything has to come from a story, and that's why if you guys don't like the cartoon stories, and it's fine if you don't. You don't have to like it. I guess Tony doesn't like it. Who's ever in the chat, he doesn't like it. And one thing is and you cannot blame any person who does a voice in the cartoon because all the story comes from me. I don't actually, just to let you guys know, I don't sit and make up a story with somebody. I just come up with the story. Just me. I come up with the story. And then once the story gets made, I get with Connor and we put the words together. And then when we get everybody together, we have a baseline of what the words are going to be. But the people who are playing the voices, we have them say the line the way we write it. And then we have them say it the way they think that fits them. So whoever plays a part can feel that if they want to change something a little bit to make it fit better. I support that. But I come up with the story. And so if anybody hates the story, the only person to blame on that is me. I come up because and the idea of my stories is I'm gonna mix folklores. I'm gonna do things that's not normal. I'm gonna take bits and pieces from parts from movies and this. I'm gonna make it my own way. Because anything you watch is taken from somewhere, bits and pieces. There is nothing original out there. But I take bits and pieces of stories, folklore stories, and mix it all together to come up with a story. Come on, Two-Toe Tom, the alligator legend with mermaids. You know what I mean? Hell yeah, I'm gonna mix it. Jack and the Beanstalk taking to heaven. Hell yes, I'm gonna mix it. King Tut in the same story where there's a T-Rex running in the jungle. Hell yeah, I'm gonna take it. And it's just different folklore stories and fun. And the only thing I hope is people get out of it is just having a good time. And maybe there might be bits and pieces in there like, Jack and the Beanstalk. I might look into that. Gabriel the Archangel, and I don't push anything onto anybody, some people believe that the pyramids were a power plant, right? Some people believe that's why the pyramids were made. Some people believe that the pyramids were made by aliens, and there's no right or wrong because we don't know. We weren't back there. So, the idea for me is the Ark was the biggest battery power device in the world because, that's where the 10 Commandments went in. And then, the Ark was meant to talk to God. And the idea, the Ark powers the pyramids. The mermaids want it because they want to wake up Zeus, a god. And the Ark story is supposed to be a device that talks to God. So I'm just taking these different stories and mixing it in and all that. Now, has the Ark ever have anything to do with Zeus? No. But do we really know? You know what I mean? Do we really know the Ark had nothing to do with Zeus and the stuff? We really don't know. So all of it is just for fun. And so all of you who support the cartoon, who watched it, who likes it, I appreciate it. And the 7's in the works right now. 7 is actually in the works. It's being made as we speak. And this next one is going to take a total different I don't want to spoil anything yet, but where you think it's headed to, it's going to get there, but there's something on the side that might happen in it. And the next one is on paper. until the graphics get all done. Might be the longest one yet. Might come out to be 10 minutes because I put so much stuff in this next one. And all I'm going to say, guys, is it's going to interlink some of the older cartoons into it. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. It's going to be fun. It's going to be great. And if anybody, want to donate, want to be part of it, wants to, be a character, send me an email or something. Just send me an email, paranormalhighway13@gmail.com. There's, I'll tell you. Let me see here. I'm trying to think of a new characters that might show up in this one that some of you might want to donate for. God, I'm not trying to give anything away, but let's just say Doc Brown, Marty McFly. There's going to be a couple generals in it. Marty McFly, Doc McBrown. Maybe. It's gonna be a trip. It's gonna be a trip because I'm taking the vampire story where it's not going to be your same old kind of vampire story where a silver bullet and a knife through the heart is going to do it. It's gonna take you somewhere different, and that's the idea. Is every episode is going to be different than the last one, and that's the way to make something better in a way where each one can mean something. So beyond that, hope you guys had a good time today. I just wanted to jump on real quick and tell all of you in the chat who has watched it, who thumbs up and all that. I appreciate it. Some of you who shared it out, thank you so much. And hopefully we can keep it going. And if you guys, anybody wants to be a part of it, just send me an email. I love getting people involved. I mean, Akashi Chris is in it. If you didn't know, Lucifer is played by Michigan Bigfoot Rob. Michigan Bigfoot Rob. Michigan Rob. I'm forgetting what order he is in. He actually played Lucifer. You guys know Texas Front Porch played the General Mermaid in the last one. Long Island Bigfoot played God damn. I'm forgetting all these characters' names, but you guys know what I'm talking about. So I love you all. I appreciate you guys' support. And I will be doing a show tomorrow, regular time, 10 a.m. I will do a show tomorrow, show some videos. So hopefully you guys all come back, and just wanted to explain some of the storylines within the cartoon, what they were. Oh, Cynthia, thank you so much. I appreciate that. That helps. All of it helps. It helps with the cartoons because they're not cheap. If I told you guys the price tag of the next one, because it's the longest one of all, I think you guys would shit your bricks. That's why on eBay, if you didn't know, I have a couple things. I'm selling some of my toys on eBay, one of my favorite toys, to raise money to get these cartoons done. I'm going to do whatever it takes. Even if I have to sell some of my cartoons or sell some of my toys to get there, I'll get there. Beyond that, guys, have a great day, and I'll see you guys back tomorrow. Love you all. Talk to you guys later. See ya.
Yo, Eric, we're over here on the paranormal hunt, and I headed over to this other building, and it's number 13. What is this going on? My God.